Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. Now at this portion of the video I would usually describe what we'd be cooking, some delicious yet easy recipe. Well, this week's video is a little bit different because this week has been different for me. Instead of being at home to be able to test and retest recipes and cooking methods, I've been on the road, literally. Now, a while back, I made an entire video on what my regular 9-to-5 job is, and it's totally different from, well, what I do on this channel and running the iwanttocook.com website. My regular job is as a writer and editor with Kelley Blue Book. And what I do is I test drive cars and I review them. If there's a car that's been made in the past 10 years, I've probably reviewed it, I've probably driven it. That's what also has given me the opportunity to travel the world and travel the United States on media launches for new cars. Well, I also do a lot of localized comparison testing, and that's what I was doing this week. Now, if you're watching this and wondering why in the world an automotive journalist has a cooking YouTube channel, again, I covered all of this in my origin story video, but to summarize, before I worked at KBB, I was a newspaper guy. I had worked at a newspaper for a long time, and well, I had a couple of beats there. One of them was also covering cars, more from a business angle of the automotive industry. But I was also a food writer, and I got really serious about my food writing, so serious in fact that I went to culinary school and I got trained as a chef. So I became a formally trained chef, well, just to be a better writer and ultimately help people cook. Well, I was still freelancing on the side for many years, even after I joined KBB, and during the pandemic I started this channel. Okay, got all that? That's my long-winded way of saying that I wasn't around this week to develop a recipe, but boy did I get some other good culinary gems out of the trip to the desert. We were in the Palm Springs, Palm Desert area testing a bunch of different cars, and well, a lot of you know that I'm also a thrift store junkie. So, well, there were quite a few thrift stores on the route, and well, the cars practically drove themselves into the parking lot. Forget self-driving cars. When I'm in a car, it's more like a self-thrifting car. So between my thrifting excursions on that test drive and a quick one before that, I got a bounty of wonderful culinary finds, and I can't wait to show them to you, and maybe this will inspire a couple of trips to the thrift store for you. Again, I have made many videos on thrifting, why I love thrifting, why so much of my cookware is thrifting. Great quality stuff at a fraction of the price of what you would buy new. And well, here are 5 examples of some wonderful things that I picked up at the thrift store for just pennies on the dollar. So let's get at it. Let me show you what I found. Okay, surprise, surprise, we're starting with the Corningware. Now, again, if you're a regular viewer, you know that I am something of a Corningware collector. I absolutely love the stuff. I made an entire video on why you should be cooking with vintage Corningware made out of pyroceram. I will put a link to that video in the description below. But my friends, our mothers and grandmothers had it right when they were using this stuff. It just lasts and lasts. So this is a rare piece. This is actually one that I don't have, believe it or not. This is called a sauce maker, and it is just such a cool looking and versatile piece of cookware. Now, as you can see, it even has measuring marks right here inside it, so you can measure the sauce you're making or whatever. Now, I know that when new, this actually had a very unique lid that fit the pattern of this pot. Now, this obviously didn't have that. maybe it broke or something in the past from the past owner, but still a very cool pot. And you might be thinking, well, don't pots usually have handles? Well, yes, they do, and Corningware thought of that. Again, I showed one of these in the entire video I made on Corningware, but this is a detachable handle that works well on pots and pans just like this one. So the way it works is you just snap it on, you twist the end cap here, and suddenly this little pot has a handle on it. That means you can easily lift it up and move it around. And then when you want, you just release it just like this. You take it off and you can use this for, well, another piece of Corningware. It's just genius. So a very cool pot that I'm so happy to add to my collection. I've been wanting this one. Again, it's pretty rare. I paid, I think it was $11.99, which honestly is kind of expensive for Corningware. As I said in that entire video I made, Corningware is so inexpensive. It's like, you know, $5, maybe $10. But even at about $12, I thought this was an absolute bargain because it is, well, for me, it's rare. I know you can buy them on secondhand sites, but for me, thrifting, it's all about like the thrill of the chase. It's just finding that needle in a haystack, and well, I found it with this guy, and I don't know, do you have this pot? And if you don't, or even if you do, what kind of sauce would you like me to make in this? If you have a request, put that in the comments below. Have you ever been thrifting and you saw something that you've been wanting so bad or was so exciting to you that your eyes nearly popped out of your sockets and like you couldn't run fast enough to grab it from the shelf? Well, my friends, get a load of this thing. This is a vintage manual food chopper, and it even came with all the attachments. Now, I know there are like different brands of these. I think Salad Master was, you know, kind of the one that's really well known. This is made by Healthcraft, and from what little research I've done, apparently Healthcraft was like a distributor of Salad Master, or, you know, has the same design. I'm still kind of learning the history of this. If you're like a Salad Master buff or you know a lot about these things, feel free to give me a history lesson in the comments below. But this thing is just so cool. This is all metal. This thing is built like a tank, and let me show you a really cool feature that it has. So check this out. It sits on a table, and what you can do is you just flip this lever, and it has like suction grip on the bottom, so it stays nice and firm. Now, even on wood, which, you know, things usually don't stick to, this is doing a really nice job. And I tried this on tile earlier, and it was really, really grippy. So very cool device, and as you can see here, we've got the different attachments to cut vegetables and whatever you want to kind of put in this hopper to get the cuts that you want. This is like a manual food processor. You can make waffle cuts, you can make slices here with this device. And the idea is you put the food in and you just crank this. You have a bowl underneath, and well, you get a sliced food in a real jiffy. So I gladly paid $20 for this thing. I thought that was a really good value. It's in absolutely wonderful condition. I think the only part that's missing, there's like a guard or something that you can put on this to kind of protect your hand. But I was checking it out. Healthcraft is still around. Apparently they are still in business, and I think they actually sell guards for this. So maybe I'll buy one of those and get to chopping in a real proper manner. But such a cool device, and I think even just for like, I don't know, kitchen art or something, it's gonna look great. But very cool find, something I've been wanting to find for a long time, and well, here it is. Smokeless grilling without a grill? Well, that's what this contraption promises. Now, I was kind of curious about these even before I found this at the thrift shop, but well, for $4.99, I couldn't pass it up. And I like that it can work on gas, electric, I guess even over a live flame. And I believe these are kind of like those things you might see at like a Korean barbecue restaurant. I don't know. This is actually brand new in the box. So I'm eager to get cooking with it, eager to try this out. I think we'll definitely be making a video with this thing in the future, so stay tuned for that. But a smokeless range grill, very kind of interesting. You know that I love trying out these quirky things, seeing if they really work, and well, who could pass this up to try it out? Not me. And last but not least, not one, but two genuine all-clad pans. Now, all those other finds I found, I should mention, at a thrift store out in the desert that I'd never heard at, never been to before, called Angel View. I think they're kind of a small chain. I gotta tell you, they were so cool. The staff was friendly, the stores were well organized. They were just a delight. If you're out in the area, make sure you go into one of those and find some treasures. These I found at one of my local Goodwills, and again, you know, I saw these and like eyes popped out of the head. I love all-clad, and what I really love is, well, paying a fraction of the price for all-clad. So here is the first one. This is an 11-inch pan with this big domed lid. Really kind of makes it different. As you can see, this is really something else. And an 11-inch pan is kind of rare. Usually pans are either 8, 10, or 12 inches. This is an 11-inch pan. It's quite deep. This is going to be wonderful for like braising, maybe cooking like some chicken thighs, or even a small pot roast with that domed lid. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Cleaned up really nice. I think I paid like 11 or 12 bucks for this thing, if memory serves. Again, a phenomenal value. This was probably about $250 new. Absolutely wonderful. And then there was this guy, the second all-clad pan at the same store. This is an 8-inch pan, but it's a copper clad. This is a really nice one. And I've already put this one to use. I made some caramelized onions in it, and it was just wonderful. It worked so well. Now, if this looks familiar, it might remind you of yet another all-clad pan that I found thrifting some time back. Remember this guy, this is that 8-inch all-clad pan that was just in horrendous shape when I bought it. I made a whole video on how I, well, reconditioned it and made it shine like new. I'll drop a link to that video in the description below. This is a standard all-clad pan, but this one has a different handle. And I really like the handles of all-clad pans. That's one of the reasons I use them so much, is for me, ergonomically, they fit really well. But this guy here, it has a slightly different design. It has this nub right here, and it makes it even easier, at least for me, to grab. So I'm just loving this pan. I think this thing was like $5 or $6. I mean, again, just a mind-blowing value. These were probably like $150 at least new, and well, I got it for a fraction of the price. Oh, and hey, a thrifting pro tip. Say you're a thrift store junkie like me, and well, you didn't have room in your suitcase to buy all the things you bought during a thrifting road trip. Well, guess what? Thrift stores always sell suitcases. You might just find a nice one like I did. This is a great suitcase. It was only 12 bucks. It's really nice, but more importantly, it had room for all my thrifting finds. So a little pro tip, you know, go to the thrift store, buy some great stuff, and then you can also buy something to carry it home in. So there you go, 5 really cool finds. Again, I've already started using some of these and I can't wait to try them all. I will be making videos using some of these. Any requests that you have, please let me know of which one that we should do first. And again, as always, maybe this inspires you to go thrifting, expand your cookware collection to find amazing quality cookware, well, for a fraction of the price. And you just might surprise yourself with a gadget that maybe you've never even seen before, but could really help you be a better cook. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this huge gadget. Probably at this point in the video, I don't need to tell you where I acquired this from. Yes, I got this at a thrift store. I think it was only like $7.99. Again, a phenomenal bargain. Several of you knew exactly what this is. This is indeed a ricer, usually for ricing potatoes. Now this is an industrial size. It's really huge. This is like what we would use in culinary school or a commercial kitchen. I made an entire video on how to use a potato ricer and why you should. I'll drop a link to that video in the description below. But well, with this guy, we can make a lot, and I mean a lot, of the creamiest, most delicious mashed potatoes that you've ever had. Oh, if you've never had mashed potatoes that have been riced, like, just watch the video because they're amazing. For this week's culinary tool trivia, who knows or has a guess of what this device is? If you know what this is, or you think you know what this is, put it in the comments below. I will, of course, let you know what this is and what it's used for in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and just, well, joining me on this journey. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.